this is the one. So, hi everyone. I'm back. I had an amazing workout session. I went for a walk for I think 1.2 kilometers. Then I went for a run for 5 kilometers, and then another walk like back from the park for 1.7 I think, and then just 20 minutes or 25 minutes of some strength training, and then I just could not take it anymore. So now we are back to streaming, and I have to check out of the hotel in like 3 hours, so I can at least stream for the next 2.5 hours. So I have a lot to yap about today. So let's continue from where we left to give an context of what was happening. We are reviewing this video of Shipaton on finding and validating the winning app idea, and they have been using AI. So it started about like the three lenses that they would cover, which is having the founder fit, the pain mining, reading the reviews of competitors and understanding them into different themes, and remixing them for like having for a specific audience to niche down on the idea, and then a questionnaire with a prompt, a big prompt, and then some app ideas, and then finally on how you go about that, and then the pain theme identified, and finally app for something, and which how what works in which market. So this is what we discussed until now, and the next thing that we are going to discuss is uh, the Zenther app, which is mine app. So they will talk about my app and how it go about it. So they mentioned the use of Manus agent, and then Perplexity. I already have subscription to Perplexity, so that's what I would use for doing exactly what they're doing. I have already have an app idea, but we can learn more from Rick. So let's continue.
For competitive intelligence. So here we are assuming that you already have an app idea.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you've already built an app.
Yes, a huge app.
And you want to do that because your competitors' customers are provide a wealth of information. You know, all those apps for reviews, they're public. People will talk about what they hate, and they'll talk about what they want. Literally just pulled a random example from Duolingo where you can see that somebody's asking for homophones. Homophones are like words that sound the same but they're written differently. And Duolingo support for that is like messy, which is interesting if you're learning to speak English because there's a lot of homophones. So building something that very specifically supports that might make sense. But it's very overwhelming, right? Especially if you're targeting big apps. Big apps have hundreds of thousands, millions of reviews. Takes you a lot of time to manually analyze, so people just don't do it. That's where the AI comes in. We're going to ask the AI to find competitors. We're going to tell it to then collect user feedback from the stores or Reddit, wherever it can find it, really. We're going to tell it to analyze the feedback, extract feature ideas, marketing angles from that customer feedback, and then it's actually on us to take action, right? What I've used for this demo specifically is Manus. I talked about it earlier. You could do this with ChatGPT Deep Research. You could do it with Perplexity. The thing I like about Manus is that it'll just create a massive trove of documents, and all of it like super actionable. I analyzed 2 apps. I was gonna do like I very optimistically online claimed I was gonna do like 4 or 5, but it actually took a lot of time, and this is taking a lot of time. So we did 2. First of all, we did Zenther. Zenther is a privacy-first fitness companion. Actually, how I found these apps is that I literally just asked people on X to share their apps. I didn't even select 2. I had the AI select 2. Because,
Oh wow.
You know, you're either an AI maximalist or you're not, right? Um,
Thank
so
you.
Zenther
I just
provides
popped in
for
the
fitness
Zenther word,
opinion.
AI word.
The top 4 competitors it found, we'll see the prompt later, right?
Okay, so before we start on this, so as I mentioned, I have used auto sleep when I had an Apple Watch. It dominates the sleep tracking for some reason. I found I did not like the app. It is filled with a lot of information, but the information wasn't digestible for me, and it does not take the health data from Apple Health for some reason. Like my Garmin does uh, write to Apple Health, but it does not take it from. So it's only for Apple Watch, and it is dominating for Apple Watch. So good for them. Second is Strava. This is something I started using back in August when I started logging my runs, and then I found a lot of people who use it, and then I'm like more inspired when I see their pace or speed and all their workouts. And MyFitnessPal, I do not use it, but I have heard because it's like literally the biggest when it comes to calorie tracking. And athletic was something that I didn't not know about, and you can see the rating difference, right? This is 60,000 with 326k, 2 million rating, and this is 8,000. So it's not as popular as others relatively. So I did not know about it. So let's see how what this app is all about, and why the AI found this as a competitor to my app.
So this like teasing them. We configured the prompt to only find 4. These are the 4 it found. On auto sleep, which is very, very strong in sleep tracking, I use auto sleep. It's a good app. Strava, we all know Strava, leads social fitness. Athletic, which is AI-powered recovery coaching. And recovery coaching is like you worked out and how do you rest and when are you ready to go hard again? Right? And MyFitnessPal is, I think, broadly known, probably the biggest one in this space.
Yeah, so to give an example, I don't think I can show you and like this. So but on my Apple Watch I have this, it's not AI powered, but I think they have their own algorithm. So I can see that under a training status it says overreaching because I have been working out really hard for the past 2 days, and it says the acute load is very high, like really very high for the past 2 days, and I should really rest a bit. At least I should not do any more workout today, and I don't plan to do it. But even for tomorrow it should be a little more how do I say it, still don't work out as much. And the recovery hours according to it is 35 hours, which means more than a day. Like I would, like if I have to follow my Garmin, I should work out next at like around evening of Thursday instead. And yeah, so this is what AI powered. It's not AI powered, I don't think so. They are using the word AI powered, but there is just some words.
What you'll see in the prompt later is that we asked the AI to calculate a proximity score, and the proximity score is how similar is this app's audience to my audience. Not how similar is this app to my app, how similar is this app's audience to my audience.
This is a very surprising point, because as Rick mentioned, how similar it is to the audience of auto sleep to my audience, not the app itself. Because when he mentioned like why would I even have auto sleep as a competitor, or even as a, because my sleep features are like really bad. I was just like, there's no sleep feature. It just shows the same exact sleep data that you can see in the health app as well. There's nothing like new about it. So but the proximity score is terms of the audience. So the audience who are using auto sleep somehow are similar to of what I would give out as value to the same
Because
similar
we
users.
actually care about the audience because audience are the ones that leave the reviews. So auto sleep's audience is actually the most similar. So auto sleep found all these reviews, mined them for insights, found these trends, right? People like that data is not being collected. People like that it just works with no setup, and people like that it's a one-time purchase, because AutoSleep famously does not do subscriptions. Some weaknesses, it's very limited. Right? It's literally just sleep tracking. It doesn't tell you what to do to make it better. It just tells you how you sleep.
Just numbers thrown around, like literally numbers.
In the reviews, we found that users actually want more than that sleep data. They want something actionable, right, to help make them better. And
so I just want to stop a bit there, because if I go to Zenther and see the exclusive feature that I have for foundation models, the one that I'm like trying to get featured for, so when I see my sleep, you would see that it says your sleep quality shows promise with the deep sleep, because I really had some good deep sleep because I was really tired at 86 minutes. But consider extending your bedtime to promote better overall recovery and aim for 7 to 8 hours for enhanced rejuvenation. This is something I already know, because around 3 when I woke up, I knew that I was trying my best to go back to sleep, like extend my bedtime, because I have to recover, because the amount of workout I am doing, I need to sleep 9 hours of proper rest, bed rest. So so this is something like just a few lines is better than what auto sleep is doing. So that's one actionable insight from my app using foundation model.
This is a very good review score, but from the negative reviews that the AI could find, people found it confusing. And again, using this app myself every single day, I can confirm that it's a little confusing. To the degree that at one point, I thought it had reported sleep, where it actually hadn't reported sleep. It just, like, the UI tried to tell me that it didn't have a connection to my watch. And I didn't understand that from the UI.
Yep.
So I sent a message to the app builder, and he went berserk. He was so upset that I didn't understand what the UI was trying to do. And he apologized later, but before that, he tore me a new one. So yeah, good app, little complex. The builder, short fuse. Don't send him emails with criticisms. He doesn't like that. Then Strava, massive community. People actually talk about the athlete intelligence, right? So everything here is pulled from reviews.
So I just want to stop there, because athlete intelligence. So I would want to show some of the athlete intelligence things that the athlete intelligence says. So I did a run, and it was like my worst run, because I haven't done a run. It wasn't even a run, it was just a jog. So I have the run and then athlete intelligence. Athlete intelligence says solid 5k run pushing your typical distance with high heart rate zone and a relative effort. That shows you are stepping up your running game. This is the intelligence. Now when I go to Zenther and I go to the workout and the run that I did, I also have Zenther AI that analyzes my workout, and let's see what it says. It says you have been on an incredible journey with your running, pushing yourself further each week. Your dedication is truly inspiring. So okay, so earlier I had a better paragraph, so right now it does one summary line, and the prompt for this is that do not mention the numbers, and there's another line underneath which I haven't shown. I need to fix that. Thank you for this live stream. That will have the numbers, but the output that I get, like I can literally, like, this is foundation model, and every time I have the output, it's I like, why am I showing the phone? I can just use iPhone mirroring and directly show it. So stupid. This is, yeah. So you have been on an incredible journey and blah blah blah. This is what I'm getting from my app, and if I close this and then see the strength training, let's say Zenther AI is analyzing your workout. And this is more on like make more of a workout buddy. Sometimes it's not good, right now it's not good because I have made it to not focus on the numbers. But the idea is that even with the foundation model, I can easily beat Strava's athlete intelligence, at least from my observation.
It's not pulling it from the App Store pages. It's literally looking at what are people saying about the app. Weaknesses, pretty interesting. Major privacy concerns. So Strava famously had some like scandals where it was leaking
Damn.
the location of like embassy staff or those kind of things, and that just found its way into the reviews. So people are actively complaining about Strava's privacy and data practices.
My app does nothing of that sort. I'm too lazy to write such code.
Athletic, people like the fact that it's very...
The UI, like look at the UI, this has the same kind of orange color in the app, and they have presented it so well. I can take some inspiration for the what do you say, like I really want to create a watch app as well, so I can take some inspiration.
Very, very good at helping you figure out how.
So before I do that, I will just go to X and just say, can anyone help me test the Apple Watch app for Zenther? I'll just add Shipaton and build in public for better reach. Notice this. Let's go back.
To optimize your HRV, your heart rate variance, which is, if you're like a sports person, is a good measure of your condition, right? People like the data not collected privacy stance. They like the heart monitoring, sophisticated recovery insights. People mention the fact that it over-indexes on HRV, right? It doesn't actually look at much else. It requires an Apple Watch for almost anything to work, and it's very targeted at serious athletes, which is a niche audience. It's interesting that it pulled out the subscription model as a weakness, because actually if you build a niche app and you're targeting at serious athletes, for the love of God, charge more than $3.99 a month. This is a very high intent audience, right? Like serious athletes invest a lot of money into the practice, so you can ask them to pay you. And then lastly, MyFitnessPal, huge food database, strong brand recognition, a lot of device integrations, right? So if you use MyFitnessPal, it'll work with your watch, with your scale, with your bike, with everything. The weakness is people find MyFitnessPal very complex, and it is, because it tries to do everything under the sun. A lot of data being collected and shared with whoever. A lot of core features being paywalled, which people don't like, and a lot of like intrusive advertising. So took over 1,600 reviews, which, keep in mind, is still a sample, right? Because collectively these apps have millions of reviews. Still a sample. I pulled in some of the examples it found, right? So this is very much about MyFitnessPal. It's trying to be good at everything. It needs some help.
To your question about the sample, can you ask it to only look at like recent reviews? Is that something that... Okay,
in the you'll see that we actually time box it. And you can make that time...
Yeah, that makes sense.
You can make that time box whatever it needs to be. So people talking about things being confusing and inaccurate, people complain about the data sharing, about the paywall. So these are the topics, like the top level topics. Privacy, security concerns. People don't really like subscriptions, or at least like in the reviews, people don't like subscriptions. People find it too complex, and people complain about lack of a focused feature set, where that's very much a MyFitnessPal thing, which is also like the elephant in the room if you're doing health and fitness. It's the biggest thing out there. It's trying to do a lot of things, and if you only care about a small part of that feature set, MyFitnessPal it's not a great option. So how does that translate into opportunities for Zenther? When you do the AI health suggestions or the AI coaching, try and use on-device AI. So you bypass
I'm already doing it with the
concerns.
foundation models.
Do adaptive coaching, where it starts simple, add complexity over time.
More progressive overload.
Add recovery add connections between recovery and performance, right? Because if you're tracking sleep and you're tracking fitness performance, you can connect the dots between those two. You can tell people, hey, sleep more because then you perform better. And then offering alternatives to monthly billing. Interesting thing we found. So in addition to marketing for RevenueCat, I also run customer success, which means I talk to a lot of the bigger apps. And people will say that you make less money on Google Play, which is, sure, it's true, but it's also mostly a consequence of people not monetizing Google Play correctly. Because in a lot of locations, the Google Play audience isn't so much less willing to pay as they are less willing to pay on a recurring basis. In a lot of places, you can charge people the exact same thing you were going to charge them for their subscription, but you sell it as like a season pass or whatever non-recurring format you think of. And then once they paid you once, maybe try to upsell them to a subscription. But yeah, I mean, you can get creative here, right? Not everything needs to default to a monthly subscription.
Yeah, so adding to this, I was talking to a friend that I met in Bangkok here, and we were discussing about subscriptions, and he told me that even on his gym diary app, he removed the monthly plan, and now he only has one weekly plan, one yearly plan, and a lifetime plan. And guess which one is selling the most, which is a weekly plan. Like, he was expecting that, like, he knew that a lot of people would expect to buy the monthly plan, but he's doing like 7 days week. A week is 7 days only, so a weekly plan, but with 3 days of trial, and that's like selling the most because people are not willing to commit to a yearly plan, and lifetime is usually too much. So weekly is like selling a lot, and he's at 50% churn, like the 50% conversion from the free trial to actual weekly plans. And the biggest fact about weekly is that he is, so if the monthly plan is, let's say, X, and weekly is I think something that somehow makes 4x. So if somebody like continues with the weekly plan for 4 weeks, then he was making 4x of what he was making from monthly plan, which is absurd. Like, this is the same with my meshing app. People were not subscribing to the monthly app, or even if they did, they would just churn out. So I was because you just need to create mesh gradients for once, and then you're kind of get done with it, but I didn't want to sell it for less, so I introduced so earlier I was doing a $4, I was doing $2 of monthly plan, then I increased it to 4, but the subscribers churned, so I did $2 of weekly plan, and now I have subscribers who are paying me $8 a month, and they forgot. So weekly turned out to be much better. So, and this is what I want to have in Zenther as well. So I will start with a $2 weekly plan. I will replace the monthly plan, and let's see how that goes. Like, I will only have weekly plan, and like just get started with the weekly plan, and then have other options for the other yearly and lifetime plan.
On the marketing side, when we're targeting Strava, lean into the private AI part. when we're targeting auto sleep, connect sleep to recovery, connect sleep to coaching, position ourselves as an Apple Watch sleep specialist, and whenever a privacy scandal erupts
I don't think I will
around
do
one of
that.
these fitness apps, double down, right?
Yeah, I will have to
immediately.
wait for another one.
On the App Store optimization side, think of keywords like Apple Watch Sleep AI Coach, Auto Sleep Alternative with AI Coaching, private fitness app, data not collected, sleep intelligence, recovery coaching, privacy first AI fitness. That's good. Then the second app we did this for is Mercury Weather, like a
So I would skip
weather.
on this part and just.
They can see it because you're black.
And
actually a feed.
I would want to go to some general conclusion that they have, because I don't think I can learn much from
the data because of
a weather app.
Apple Watch Weather.
Yeah.
They're possible.
Okay, the prompt that made
It's
it
in two
possible.
parts. I'll explain what's happening here. So we ran this on Manus. Manus has this like wide research feature where it'll just try and find way more information. And we're explicitly telling you to do that. Recency 12 months, which is, as to Charlie's earlier point, if we wanted to just look at the last month, which when we're targeting this big of a category, probably the last month is recent enough and the volume's going to be enough for you to actually see something interesting. This is where we give the AI context, right? So what should it know? This is the target app. This is whatever you need to know about the target app. This is where we're targeting, or the market we're targeting with our app. Then we're giving it an objective. What do we want the AI to?
False and stands.
it's like a Dutch saying. It'll succeed or fail. That makes more sense.
Okay.
Succeed or fail by how relevant the competitors are, right? So we actually spend a little bit of time here to tell it exactly how we want it to find those competitors, and that's the proximity scoring we're talking about. We're telling it to be store first, right? So actually, when you try to determine who my competitors are, look at the app stores first. Because otherwise what will happen is it'll like do a Google search and there'll be the 10 best weather apps and it'll use that list to determine who my competitors are. We want it to base it off of the store first. We're giving it some seed keywords to look for based on what the app is, but it'll expand on that naturally. Then it weighs exactly what to do with quotes, capture the for product marketing. Apparently, we do more of these.
What it is that they want behind it.
I don't know that a faster horse is bad. Right?
That's, yeah.
Because somebody needed to build a car, but also a lot of people sold faster horses, right? Because we're not looking to build the new Apple. We're looking for, an idea we can build that we know solves a need, however small the need is. Actually, smaller is better, like more specific is better, because then it's going to make it easier for us to find those people and say, hey, that pain you complained about, I built it. I don't think that that's bad, right? I wouldn't try to build a $1 trillion company off of the back of this. But that's not what we're doing, right? We're looking for an app idea, something we can conceivably build during Shipaton, ship it, make some money, help some people, get ourselves up on a billboard on Times Square. That's what we're looking to do.
Yeah, and I think if you're doing sentiment analysis on horses, sure, there's going to be a bunch of negative reviews that are saying this horse isn't fast enough. But I bet more of the negative reviews are things like this horse keeps getting distracted by everything that it sees. You need to look at that as the product designer, developer, or whatever, and be like, all right, there's a problem somebody has. What can we do to solve it? And then you invent, blinders for a horse, or a better saddle, or a better whatever. But really, what you're looking for is, what is the most popular thing that everybody already knows that they want, because this market has already been proven. Find the pain points and sort of piggyback off of that work. Because if you invent the car, you have to explain to people what a car is and do a massive amount of work to explain to that audience what it is, why they want it, why it's worth all the risks, all of that stuff. Like they're kind of different, problems, but you can make a lot of money in either one of those.
Yeah, and I think the horse analogy is an interesting one, right? Where, it's also, this is a kicking off point, right? It's also on you to actually think about ways to address the things people are complaining about. Actually, the biggest problem with horses, I don't remember where I saw this, but like horse poo in big cities was an incredible issue. Like,
yeah,
poo is funny, obviously, but if you have like where all transportation happens with horses, it's just going to be covered in horse poo, right? So people complain about horse poo, and then you need to think about ways to solve that. And like horse diapers, sure. You can do repeat sales with horse diapers, which is interesting, like the Gillette disposable razor thing. But I think also, like, at some point you would come to the conclusion that maybe get rid of the horse.
Right. This is taking the greatest art ever. All right, so I have gotten a question that is the greatest transition ever. So you can go to that last slide now, and I'll just ask this question. Based on what you presented here, how can we find the best pricing strategy? Is it different from App Store to Google Play?
Okay, so they are promoting the next session, but coming back to the point on validating the winning idea, I still feel I started the whole app on the wrong foot, if I have to just be blunt about it. I wanted to make an app that was pretty, the one that I would want to log every day and just look at it every day, and that's what I've been doing, but that's not getting me any audience. I think I have 300 or something downloads, but not even a single trial, and it's like day 13th now, so I just don't know what I'm doing wrong. I was talking to the friend yesterday, and he was like, you need to market it more. So this is what I would just do more. But I feel like there are a lot of pain points that I'm feeling like the more I'm logging. Like right now I was drinking this protein shake, which is like 28 grams, and the nutrition value is in Thai, like literally Thai, and none of the Cal AI or other apps will work on this. All I had to go and like take a picture of it in ChatGPT, then it would give me the macros in English, and then I would take a picture of it and then put it in Zenther, which has this feature of extracting the texts, and the foundation model would convert them into normal text and fill the UI. So this is what I have been doing, and it's a lot of work. Like the exact thing that I'm doing in like going back and forth with ChatGPT is something I can do with in the app itself. I can do it on device using an on-device model. It will definitely be not as good, and even if I use a really good model, it will cost me some money, and then I'm like deviating from the on-device thing. So I have some questions like, if I'm not even getting any users to subscribe for what I have, if I add all those features, will I actually get one, or I need to market right now, or what should I do? So these are some questions that I'm really struggling with, and let's see how it goes in the next few weeks. Yeah, it's embarrassing to say that on a live stream, but let's see. Yeah, one thing that I definitely 100% know from last year of Shipaton is that every time I had a doubt, I would double down, and that really worked. Even I even when I was shipping, I would just ship. I would market, do, because I was aiming for iOS 18 release, so there was no point of getting the downloads. I was trying to get as many test flight users and test flight feedback, so I do not have to work on the growth. But this time I've already released the app, so the whole game just changes, because I need to now focus on the growth, getting more users, getting more downloads, impressions, uh, MRR, and which is I'm really struggling with because I have never done this before. So let's see how that works out. All I know is that I will not give up. Of course, I will not give up. I am. If I the next time I quit is on my deathbed. If like whatever it takes, I'm not going to give up on this. So you will see the journey. I know I will come out well. I don't know when, but definitely this week. It's a Wednesday. I am flying to meet a friend, and then we will co-work at least for a day, and then I will just explore Chiang Mai, and let's see how that goes. A new city, new start. Let's see how that goes. So thank you for tuning in, and I hope to see you in the next stream, and have a good day.